Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today, in the bottom right, as our blue Zerg player playing for Team Kaisi Gaming, heading all the way from South Korea, it's Solar. And in the top left, as our red Terran player playing for Team Shopify Rebellion, it's going to be ByuN's. Playing on Berlingrad, one of the two maps in the map pool that I think would definitely be considered Terran favored. Blackburn probably is kind of lumped into that as well, oftentimes. Curious Mind, Berlingrad, and then Blackburn, I guess. Blackburn is considered slightly Terran favored by most people, I think. At least by the Zergs that I talk to. Not quite sure if most Terrans would agree. Terrans often have a different perception of the maps than Zergs do. And also than what Protosses do. But yeah, Berlin is definitely a cool little map. 7 bases for each player. And you have kind of these initial 4 bases that are pretty much, I don't want to say free, but kind of naturally you can expand to. And you have this as a 5th base as a Terran player, which also still is somewhat doable. But then you have these jumps towards your 6th and your 7th base that are really difficult to make. You have this big area here that makes it hard to cross. And as a result, we often see Zerg players kind of take both of these corner bases. I guess it's 7 o'clock and the 1 o'clock bases. I think ByuN actually got a link kill here. 6 links were built and a single link died as well. So that doesn't tend to be too brilliant. If you build 6 links, often the plan is to not lose anything whatsoever. No creep tumor being thrown down yet either. So the second queen makes its way down. The first tumor is actually pretty delayed here. Usually the follow-up tumor from this goes down at like 310. But that's definitely not going to be the case. It's more going to be like 320, 322. So good job here initially for ByuN, by ByuN, in this early game with the Reapers. Follow-up is going to be a triple CC build order with a relatively fast starport. Starport before that second gas as well. So I'm feeling Viking builds here, more so than any type of Banshee opener. I could be wrong on that. Another tell is perhaps that this tech lab is rather late. I really would be surprised if this will go into a Banshee. Reaper ends up dying. I missed it. ByuN also probably missed it. Did not expect the speed to finish this quickly. It is indeed going to be a Viking. Now, there's a couple of follow-ups here possible. Could be Viking into like a medevac with a Hellion drop. Maybe even an armory being thrown down. This could just be a Viking into a Liberator. Or it could just be a naked Viking into like 4 to 6 Hellions. And getting the extra barracks from that point on. We'll have to wait and see what ByuN decides to do. As he continues Hellion production, it wouldn't completely surprise me if we see one more starport unit being built here. And whether that unit be a medevac or a Liberator, that's up to ByuN to decide, of course. Ling will not get the scout, will not know whether there is a tech lab right now. And this Overlord will see the Viking. Something that Terrans used to do a little bit more in the past is they'd open single Viking into double Banshee cloak or into single Banshee without cloak. That doesn't really happen that much anymore. So I don't think Solar is that worried about it. It's going to be 8 Hellions with just a single starport unit. So we'll be saving a little bit of money on where usually that Liberator would be fit in with these 8 Hellion builds, of course. Taking a decent amount of damage on these scars right now. Of these scars, only 34 HP remaining. Triple depot wall going down as well on the natural, and barracks 2 and 3 are finally on the way. The eBay should go down soon as well. Solar with a solid early game hasn't really taken any damage whatsoever yet. I mean, an Overlord and 2 links, you kill a Reaper for it, and if you know that there's a Viking out, you'll always lose one Overlord. So it's really not that odd. This actually looks kind of dangerous though. Solar trying to get the block off with that drone, does not quite get it. Control of the Hellions is absolutely fabulous here. Phenomenal usage of these cars. A lot of links are going to end up falling. There's no armory, so they can't really start morphing into Hellbats. As we see some fire on this spore right now. Oh, is Solar going to be in time with a wall towards the main base? Well, not quite, but the Hellions will end up falling. Lots of mining time lost though. So if we look at the straight up units lost tab, this does not look good for the Terran players. Just 6 drones, 18 links against 8 Hellions, but this was almost a full 45 seconds of mining time lost. that is kind of painful there for Solar. That really is kind of painful for Solar. Also, his queen's running around for a bit. I do hope that he continued injecting during it. Otherwise, we might see a little bit of the money piling up in the next 30-35 seconds. And ByuN already has these first 2 medevacts coming out right now. I think Solar needs to be a little bit careful here. He really does need to be a little bit careful against these first 2 drops. His creep spread is phenomenal. It really is. This is some great creep spread. Now, sure, his early game was very clean until the Hellions ran by, but I mean, it's still impressive nonetheless. He's quite quick. Quite quick indeed. This is 7 queens, 8 queens. Bailing Nest is about to finish up. He's on 68 workers already. His fort base actually is relatively late. I guess that is one of the main downsides as to what happened there, is that he did not have the mental clarity or the speed to start a fort base, and ByuN's going to be really happy that there's nothing over here either. Very often Zergs just kind of double expand to a 4th and a 5th at the same time. ByuN not seeing that bottom side base is definitely going to make him smile a little bit and say, oh, that looks good. I think he sniped 1 or 2 banelings there as well, did he? No banelings down yet, so then he can't have sniped them yet. Just 31 links going down so far. This Spore might get targeted down here. Just a single queen in this main base. There's not enough links either. There's 1-1 about to finish up. Combat shield is done as well, and this is a fight that ByuN, it almost felt like he could have stayed a bit longer, but I guess there was just slightly too many links, and yeah, Solar's 1-1 also was close to finishing. Tried to catch these 2 medevacts with the queens, did not quite get there. 75 workers already here for ByuN. What a crazy economical opener for him. 2nd factory done, bunker over here in the 3rd base. A couple of marines are entering it right now, and we have barracks 6, 7 and 8 already on the way. These 2 medevacts, they will not be capable of achieving too much, especially if one of them will get taken out. It will not though. Big scan in the middle of the map. 2nd big scan here. A lot of creep tumors will end up falling. First mine is burrowing as well. I wouldn't mind if ByuN moves back with these marines and would have actually taken out these active tumors over here. I think I much would have preferred that over him actually going in for the dive, trying to get some major damage. It was rather obvious, I think, to most people that wasn't going to happen. Pneumatized Carapace is about to finish up here. So we will get that Overlord speed. Will be really helpful on the Overseers, but also just for kind of increasing the Overlord spread at a high pace. One medevac is going to get targeted down here. Some cute movements. How many Marines is it actually? Well, right now it's 5 left. Yeah, 5 Marines going to be left in this medevac. We'll head home, as this bad boy is going to get going to retreat right now. Very cool. I wonder what these mines are going to be doing. He's moving forward slowly but surely. It feels like ByuN is pretty aggressive with his units on the map right now. This is very different from what we've seen ByuN do in the past, which makes this cool and kind of surprises me. This almost feels like a Clem-esque style, like how he used to play in mid-2021, maybe early 2021 even. Like with these very heavy mine styles, quick micro, lots of attacks all over the map, very high eco behind it. And hoping you can deal some major damage before the lurkers are out. And so far ByuN's actually doing pretty well. Sure, he's down in supply, but it feels like the creep, especially in the middle part of the map, has truly diminished a little bit. There's still a medevac over here. Well, this actually is gonna get somewhat cleaned up here, maybe? Maybe? Can we get some snipes? Can we get some snipes? Not really. Quick pickup here, no boost on these medevacs, but all of them will survive for now. There's 2 more command centers on the way here. Is this out of position? It looks really far, doesn't it? I think it's the correct position. It does look really far though. Kind of crazy. 2-2 is about to finish up here for ByuN, but for now he's going to be fighting with an upgrade deficit against Solar's 2 melee force. Of course, that includes these banelings, although they're not really melee. Technically, they have a very short range. I mean, they explode. That's not really melee, right? You do not call bombs a melee weapon. But maybe I'm the idiot here. I feel like banelings should benefit from range upgrade. But I'll suggest it in the community council for the balance patches. 2-2 is about to finish up. I wish that ByuN had waited for it before this fight. There's a lot of mines here. Seems like he's capable of holding the position, despite the fact that he doesn't have 2-2 yet, though. He's going to move away from a lot of these mines right now. And without mines, I think these these banelings are just going to be a little bit too powerful here. Off creep, Solar cannot chase. Man, ByuN has so much freaking cash right now. He has, even with Zerg in bank, he has 2 orbital commands done already. He has a Ghost Academy on the way before the Lurker then is done. Like, this is some high-level stuff here. This is feeling really good. I'm absolutely feeling this position right here for ByuN. Starts dropping 8 Marines right now. It is in Spore range. We'll need to kind of reset that drop. And once again, picks it up. Creep in the middle has pretty much... it's pretty much gone completely. There's like 2 layers of creep tumors moving away from that third base. This bottom side base is still covered with a couple of layers of creep. And if ByuN wants to snipe that, he'll need to go pretty deep onto that creep. That's often not something that you want. This Medevac might just die against the Queen. No, quick boost will survive for now. We have so many workers here out of ByuN. It's actually crazy. 78 workers, lots of command centers still going down. Finally, Drilling Claws finishes up as well. 3-3 starting. I feel like his upgrades have been slacking a tiny tad. Did he just kill his own Marines? I quit it. I guess he wants to build some more medevacs. Oh, he's really low on medevacs, huh? 6 medevacs. I love this rotation. This flying rotation. Couple of ghosts in the front, tanking a lot of damage. Did he try the EMP Overseer here? No shot. Absolutely no way there, ByuN. I do not believe it. This is kind of interesting. I like this. He manages to snatch the 6th base there. Double Liberator harass on... Oh, I guess this is the 6th base now. He took out the 7th base. This is a very aggressive play here out of ByuN. What is he doing? There's no mines with this army. There's only 2 medevacs. He cannot evacuate this position. There's nothing to support here. He's going to lose all of these units, but actually gets a pretty decent trade. 22 workers going down as well. Ends up dropping in towards the main base. Liberator sieging up in the main as well. There's still this army on the top side. Oh, is Solar ready? I don't think this is enough. If the Marines move back, the Marauders tank these Bailing shots. This actually could be big trouble here for Solar. He's kind of getting outpaced here by ByuN. We'll be forced to pick up, and the gas count is slightly too low for the Korean Terran player. Is once again going to redrop, wants to take out one of these mining bases, and I can not blame him. There's 7 ghosts out already. Yeah, this base is gone. This base is absolutely gone right now. No way that Solar gets to save that. We do get a pickup, and well, some units do survive. 2-3 medevacs will end up falling, and a lot of the units that kind of belong to those medevacs also will go down. This is a powerful army that ByuN is building right now, especially given that there's not a single lurker out at this moment. This is a pure Hydra Lingbane army, and the counter to Hydra Lingbane is just lots of mines, a decent bioforce. Getting a couple of ghosts in there is also fantastic. ByuN going back into Marauder production here, realizing, hey, I don't actually need 18 ghosts if you don't have 10, 12 lurkers. If you don't have any lurkers, I don't want to continue building ghosts, because Lingbane might actually deal with my ghost a lot better than they deal with Marauders, at least cost efficiency wise, of course. They both have very similar HP, Marauders slightly more, but Marauders are a lot cheaper, especially when it comes to the gas. So I like that decision here. I like that he doesn't autopilot. He doesn't say, hey, I really want that. I really want those ghosts. I want my 19, 20, 25 ghosts, whatever number it is that he usually feels comfortable with. This Ling run by might actually get a cancel on this planetary. We'll take out a couple of workers as well. I think that will be doing ByuN a favor though. I find it difficult to believe that ByuN at this point still wants to be on 78 workers. I think slightly lower. I mean, he's working off of 8, 9 orbitals, I can only imagine. 7 orbitals and 1 extra that could be built over here. So it should be going up to 8 soon. I think you can go to them down to 65, 63, 60-ish workers or so. Increase that army size. Terran with a big army is very, very scary. There's a single mine here. Look at this mine spread. All of these little dots on the minimap are all mines waiting to explode over these lings and banelings. And this is very scary here for Solar. So this type of attack, it needs to deal damage, and it needs to deal damage fast. Because the moment you end up retreating, these ghosts are going to jump into action. We'll start sniping like a madman. Can we get a couple of barrels on these mines? A couple of barrels on the mines, a couple of barrels on the mines. Here we go. One decent hit. A couple of banelings going to get taken out as well. No tanks here for backup. So you don't really have that consistent damage output that... we often see, but instead we have these like bursts of damage with the mines. That makes the fights a little more unpredictable for both players, and if you're not completely comfortable, it can be quite scary as a Terran. We see a rotation here coming out of ByuN as well. He has a planetary in kind of a weird location, but I guess he really wants to kind of seal everything off with planetaries. I think he's going to have his main focus on towards the left side right now. The top side he's going to probably should just leave it for now and say, hey, I want to deny this bottom side base. There's no way Solar can ever take this base. It's too close to this third. This is a good launching point for attacks as well. So I like that ByuN is realizing that the real focus should be on denying this base and keeping this base alive. At the same time, some target fire on the banes perhaps? No. These mainings are just kind of idling in a weird way. 6 workers, 11 workers get taken out. Now, I complained about ByuN's worker count being slightly too high, but going down to 46 is also pushing it. He's going to get a massive army though. Look at the size of this. 22 Marauder, 38 Marines, 13 Mines, 7 Medevacs and 8 Ghost. I almost believe that this is the perfect army here. I really do believe that this is super close. I wouldn't mind 1 or 2 tanks. 1 or 2 tanks just for that consistent damage output. Like a tank over here or something, and like a tank over here. I guess with Vipers out, they're not quite as useful anymore, but you still have snipes, you still have EMPs. Do we have enhanced shockwave? No, we do not. A small part of this army is now moving forward. Solar thinks he can engage into this. I do not think that's actually true. A couple of mines are going to hit in a big way. Solar definitely loses that fight. I think he lost like 25 supply in 5 seconds there. A couple of these ghosts are moving forward right now. Slightly too far forward, actually. Sloppy. Very sloppy move here out of ByuN. Still 9 ghosts on the map. More medevacs on the way as well. There's no mines with this army currently. And as he's moving on creep, needs to be somewhat careful as well. EMP misses an EMP. Doesn't hit an EMP. This medevac is going to get microed away. Left side base is still gone. So once again, a refocus out of ByuN towards that right side right now. I don't even mind him going towards that right side. I just don't think he can do both sides at the same time. So whatever side he's focusing on, it's important to deny the base of Solar there. And I love these drops towards the bottom side. You can see that ByuN is a player that lives in the future. I'll explain that later, as there's a big engagement coming in here right now. There's a lot of banelings here, not a single lurker still. Vipers moving in, not enough mines to really zone out these banelings. Lots of EMPs being hit on banes as well. Don't entirely understand the purpose of that. Probably more of a mistake than anything. Bottom side base is going to get taken out. Now, the brilliance of this is that although ByuN is struggling to truly get his own eco up, he still knows that the only way that he can win a game like this is by taking it to the late, ultra late game. And the only way he wins the ultra late game is if he is on even basis with the Zerg. Right now, resources lost or units lost is actually pretty close, so it doesn't even look that good for him. But Terran over time will always trade better. So if you mine as much as your opponent, you're fine. So sending out these 2 medevacs might seem like a crazy move if you're struggling to keep this command center alive, but it's a brilliant move if you know that the only way that ByuN wins this game is by staying in the game for a very long time, or perhaps by taking an insane fight and then counter-attacking, taking out like 2-3 bases, but it seems unlikely. Lots of mines are here in position. All of these are at the same spot though, and 3 banelings kill 4 mines there. It's usually not entirely what you want. Vipers moving in as well. Still no tanks in this position. Couple of big EMPs hitting there. Left side is going to get pretty much broken here. I think this is dead, right? Yeah. Enough banelings, plenty of links as well. Actually, not the... Oh! Cute little move there. ByuN saving those SCVs. I'm not so sure if it's now going to go down. Yes, adrenal glands links still a bit too good. Little crack links is going absolutely ham. ByuN in a bit of trouble. And could be heading in for a bit of a Hail Mary play here. I think that is exactly what this is. So engaging into this on top of this ramp. Surely that's not the way forward here. Decent pickup. There's still a lot of money for ByuN as well, which he definitely can use. This Nidus is basically empty. Big mine hits here as well. There's actually a big army here for ByuN. I don't think we should underestimate this. There's only 6 larvae for Solar as well. I thought that this game might have been over in favor of Solar, but Solar needs to be really careful, and he needs to rotate his drones towards this bottom left side right now. He needs to give up this base. He absolutely needs to. This is going to get taken out. We have 15 lurkers on the way. And we know what the plan is here. It's going to be 15 lurkers into a Nidus. And that will be it. ByuN gets the scan on that. I mean, if this Nidus finishes, the game ends. It's just over. If lurkers enter the main base, the game ends. 100%. It's just over. Yeah, I think this is it then. Nidus finishes up. Ooh, a little bit of a pause here out of Solar. Lurkers can start popping out right now. It's not happening though. Here we go. Scan. A couple of ghosts are in position. Only 5 lurkers. Maybe it's still viable. There's no liberators here either though. A lot of stuff needs to come back for this. And you already know that Solar's going to be sending in more lurkers here, yeah. Second night is going down as well. It's going to be like 15 lurkers in the main base. Well, 11 I guess, because that's all there is. But yeah, this is absolute pain here for the Zerg, or for the Terran player, excuse me. This left side base being taken right now. I mean, ByuN is so busy trying to defend this main base, and once Solar sees everything move back, he's just going to bust this as well at the same time. He's just going to send in his links and kill every single worker there. Kill the mules. I don't even think ByuN can properly deal with this. I mean, there's a couple of ghosts out. There's a single overseer. Okay, he's going to deal with this actually pretty well. Surprisingly well. Get a lift on this base. There's not enough Hydras to take it out. Every single lurker is going to fall. I am just not feeling it anymore for ByuN. He still has a very massive army, but he has 0 income currently. None. Nientos. Nada. He's going to focus his attention on this bottom side right now, realizing that he took out this top side. This base should be close to mined out, so technically it's still possible. There's not that big of a bank. A lot of lurkers did end up going down there. Look at the 7k right now. It was like 2k earlier, I think, when we were like 30 against 28k. If ByuN, yeah, I mean, even if he sets up this base and mules it for what, a minute and a half, is that going to be enough? There's not enough mines here with this army. There's only 4 on my screen currently. 2 mines are going to set up. He really needs to get the Vipers as well, because these medevacs, these are the last medevacs he's ever going to get. I'd love some more mines to be with this fight. Big initial mine hits. I think everything's just going to get completely blasted here. Look at all these banelings just moving forward. The lurkers, the absolute nail in the coffin, and now the banelings finishing the job. GG gets skulled. ByuN leaves the game and Solar wins. Absolutely marvelous Terran versus Zerg though. Very high level stuff. Huge army out of ByuN. Actually, I think ending up with like 160, 170 army supply at some point. But Solar just slightly too good with all of his run bys, with his Niduses, with his quick tech switches into the lurkers, and manages to win. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you for watching, and bye.